What's up, guys? That's fine. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
Yeah. I want music in the background.
For what?
Literally in the background.
Literally?
Literally.
Wait a minute.
Why?
No, it's about the same height. You said literally, right? No, you guys are about the same height. But
No,
hey, the new
I'm
host for
taller
the
than
show,
that.
the kicker, Frog.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, let's just end that. Hey, how was everyone's week? How's everybody doing?
And then you shut up. See? What's going on?
Alright, let's shut that down. And the show has begun. Let's get this party started, as it says. So, for those of you guys that are following at home, and you follow The Boring Life of Dean and Haley, the new episode dropped last night. Go ahead and check it out. And in case you were wondering, we shot that first part of this year before I decided to go crazy and run every day. So, that was actually the whole idea behind the show, was filming that. We're like, we could probably do something with it. And then it just kind of sat on my desktop until last night when we were like, hey, let's bang this thing out. And, fun. When you'll be getting back to more unboxes. So what we're going to right now we're just concentrating on like amps and stuff like that we have to bang through.
Yeah.
A lot of banging going on. We're probably gonna wait until the first of the year to start doing unboxings because Pioneer and Kenwood will be coming out with new radios. We're also probably just going to keep it to double DINs. I don't think we're going to be doing any single DIN action just because of that. No. Oh, yes, this is an RX. This is a Mazda car, white one. Yep. We previously worked on this car. We put back when the 8000 was new, we put some high energies in it. He drives it about once every month, so we're going to go ahead and put some Morel Integra hybrids. Coax. Integra means coaxial and Morel talk. So we're going to put some 4 Integra speakers in it, as well as the Morel 5-channel amplifier, and then some form of a subwoofer. Right now he's got the shallow mount Pioneer with the 8604 because it only has front speakers and a subwoofer. But he bought the brackets for the rear speakers, so that's what's going on in this. This will be next week. We might film it. I don't know.
What's up, Robert?
Now, one thing that we also found that we're probably going to start doing more of is the back to the install bay style videos, like we did the other day with the.
Like we did the other day.
What did we do the other day?
The harness.
The harness. So when we did the T harnesses, we found that was kind of nice to do those, so that we can explain that. Can you explain overlap is and how to use it? Did you go check out the Tony D'Amore video that we recommended last week? If not, go to Tony D'Amore on YouTube. He's the guy that makes the SMD DD1. D'Amore, yeah, okay. So, but he's got a full channel if you want to do some cool learning. But he has a university style that he likes to call it. He just did a great thing on gain overlap. But yeah, that's one of those things that we want to get back into doing, just like from the install bay videos. Because they were just like smaller segments, and though we love doing the bigger segments, and we will always be doing the bigger segments, the installer diaries. It'd be nice to get back to just doing onesies, as it were. Yeah. So we kind of walked away from that for a while, and doing that T harness was really fun.
Yeah, that was good. Have you guys have any issues with the RCA preamp output voltage issue? I haven't one with my DSR-1.
So with the DSR-1, it only takes a 4-volt input. You can select anything from half a volt all the way down to like 4 volts, but anything over 4 volts it does not like. So like when we do the Amp Pro will do 5 volts out or 4 volts out. We always select the 4-volt output because it doesn't like anything above that. So yeah, if you're trying to deliver anything more than a 4-volt signal to it, you're gonna have problems with it going stop. What's up?
Yeah, what's up?
More DSP videos, maybe show dialing into it. Yeah, and that's
hello
the plan.
from UK. What's going on?
That's the thing. You know, we've been running wild with the whole Diaries series,
Yeah.
and you guys really love it, and that's why we've kind of just like focused a lot of energy on that, because it's fun.
Yep.
Let's be honest, it's just fun.
Mm-hmm.
They're fun to watch. They're fun to you get a lot out of them. Norway and Portugal, Oklahoma.
What's up, Cargill?
And Cargill.
Yep.
Question: have you guys ever installed a set of component speakers and not installed the cover for the crossovers? Yes. Yes, we have. As a matter of fact, we just did one the other day where the customer didn't have the covers for the crossovers. So,
yeah.
what we do in a case like that is we make sure they're mounted.
Yeah.
Firmly mounted, and that there's nothing that could ever touch the top of them. If you're worried about something touching the top of them, you can always cover them with some like Gorilla Tape. However, sometimes those things get hot, so I don't recommend it. We just definitely want to mount them somewhere where, like these parts right here.
Yep. Mario, in what type of car? What do you have? The VSS.
These parts in a crossover, white on white, good. These get hot. Okay. There we go.
Oh.
These get hot. So if you are going to mount it without the cover, make sure these things aren't anywhere where they're going to touch anything.
Close to your shirt, like this, like that.
That would have made sense. All right.
Anyway. Yeah.
If covers are available, is there any reason to? Yeah, I mean, always use the covers.
Yeah.
If you have the covers, use them. I mean, for sure. No, it's a RX. Yeah, okay. Someone answers that. Do you guys have any videos of 2012 Corolla adding amp? Honestly, we probably do. Looks like a firecracker. Yes, and it will explode.
Automotive say, I was thinking to become car audio installer as a career.
Yes.
What it does take to become one?
For one thing, you have to have a knack for taking a car apart. You have to love audio. The ability to build things is a plus, but more the understanding of how things come apart, how they work, just general knowledge on cars.
And
of course,
what's up, Jason?
What's up, Jason? Bounce house, anyone? Yeah, actually, yeah, we were just talking about that.
Have patience.
Patience is a key, and you can't be lazy. And what I mean by lazy is every now and then you'll be working on a car and you realize that the tool you need is actually over there. You have to be willing to get up and go over there to get it and come back, not use what you have. The other thing, too, is if you're interested, MECP, which is the group of people, if you want to get a cool patch for your shirt, they make 3 books, Basic, Advanced, and Master. The Basic book is what you'd want to get. You can go onto Amazon and get it. It's MECP, Basic, okay? There's a test, it's a book, it's a phone book, it's thick, it's like 400 pages or 500 pages with 5 chapters. Buy it. It's like $80. Read it. If you can pass that, go for it. Now, a couple things to note about being a car stereo installer. You're never going to become rich and famous. I'll tell you that right now, okay? This isn't a job that you do because you want to own a mansion and a yacht. The store owner will, but you won't, okay? It's also not one that's conducive to having a great family life, okay? So, yes, we work 6 days a week. We get 1 day off. It's murder. It's a small, a lot of the times, like in this case, there's only 3 of us. If one of us is out, there's only 2 of us. It really hampers the business. Yeah. So sick days, there are no sick days. No. So hoping that someone else will do something for you.
Sick day.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm here. Hoping that somebody else will pick up the slack. There is no one else to pick up the slack. You have to be that type A personality guy that just is like, go. Very self-motivated.
Yeah.
Very self-motivated. So now, that's not to say you can't make money doing this. And that's not to say that this isn't a great career. This is fun. You get to play with the coolest stuff in the world. And you can make good money. You can make really good money. I mean...
And some shops, you have the ability to work 5 days, 3 days, depends, but you just gotta go and look, and apply. Why not?
You don't have to remove the microphones and on the 2018 Camaro non-Bose. You do have to disconnect the factory microphones. But just Google it. There's 2 wires at the amplifier. Didn't we shoot that video? Did we put that video up?
On the microphones?
2018
Yeah, in the
Camaro?
black one. In the black Camaro, on the back.
We have that video up. It's a 2018 Camaro. It's black and it has that same system. Non-Bose, amplifier in the back.
It's in the
Walk
trunk.
you through it's like a purple blue?
Purple gray.
Purple gray?
I
one
just
wire at the
remember
amplifier.
that was purple.
Yeah, there's purple in it.
Yeah.
It's 1 wire at the amplifier. You just disconnect that 1 wire and that solves the whole thing.
Yeah,
That's
it.
And the other thing too, if you're going to be an installer, learn to take notes. You need to take a lot of notes. Alright, accessory power. Oh, the accessory wire is the purple wire in the fuse box. There's this purple wire there. ANC, purple blue. Purple, dark blue, 2-pin, pin 2, 16-pin black plug at the amplifier. So it is a purple, dark blue.
Purple blue, yeah, that's what I
Pin number 2 and the 16-pin black plug. Cut it. And don't cut it flush, like we said.
No, half.
Half.
And the half of the...
Leave wire. Purple, blue. Thank you. So there you go. Cedric's on top of things. Cut that 1 wire. Now, something to note about that car. Okay, go watch that video. If you're going after the amplifier to integrate your subwoofer in, you did a boo-boo. That radio has full frequency variable voltage output that comes out of that head unit into that amplifier. You can actually solder on a pair of RCAs right before the amplifier, plug them into your amplifier, and you don't have to worry about any silliness.
Yep.
Yay.
Any word from Bill?
SEMA.
About SEMA.
So the reason why we didn't do a SEMA wrap-up show is we were hoping that they were going to introduce a lot more new products, and the only thing that Rockford came out with that was like, hey, guess what we came out with, guys? They came out with an 8, 10, and 12 amplified truck wedge box.
Yeah. That's it. What? Shocking. Exactly.
Kenwood didn't go, but they did announce that they're going to have some new single DINs to compete against Pioneer's new single DINs that have phone apps, because apparently everyone wants single DINs with phone apps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. There was no real updates other than that. So
I mean, at some point we're gonna have new product review. Definitely.
Now, John, on the other hand, who does Kicker, Focal, not us and Hertz. That's Bill now.
Yeah.
So John does Kicker and Focal.
Viper.
But Focal introduced the new Utopia M's.
Yes.
So he got to see those, and then I think Kicker might have introduced their new. Did they introduce the underseat 10-inch amplified thing?
I haven't seen
to replace
nothing.
the 8. If they didn't, then you didn't hear that from me.
No.
But I think they did. I think they introduced that.
Really?
I love single DINs.
Okay.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
If I replace the Alpine R components with the Alpine X, would I hear a clear? Would I hear it? Yes. Yes, you will. However, as long as you have power, because they do require a little bit more power. So as long as you have the premium amount of power that you have going to your R's, you will notice a difference when you go to the X.
Yeah.
Specifically in the tweeter in the X is a much bigger tweeter and a much, very, very smooth tweeter. The mid-bass is also nicer. I don't know if you'll really notice that per se as much, but the tweeter is way different.
Yeah.
Way different.
Where can I...
Way bigger soundstage. I'm
way
sorry. Hello
different.
from Calgary.
Where can I find the VSS?
See a card gift.
See you, man, on the 2004 Mercury Mountaineer.
Find a what?
The VSS wire.
Mercury Mountain. What? Wait a minute. What year?
2004.
Why would you need it?
I don't know.
So, why would you need it is the first question. If you're doing a Pioneer radio, which is really, or an Alpine, they have what's called hybrid mode, okay? Yeah. So, even though, like, you got to hook up the VSS, you don't have to hook up the VSS.
Victor, you single DIN definitely is a cool one.
Yeah. I just ordered my Utopias. I'm sure you're going to really rock the key, or not the key. He's got the Scion. You're going to put him in the Scion? I mean, I would. Don't get me wrong. I'd totally put him in the Scion.
Yeah.
I'd put him in anything that has wheels and rolls down the road.
8201. You don't need a VSS.
You don't need. Please don't hook up a VSS on an 8201.
You don't need it.
8201 will automatically realize that you didn't hook it up, and it'll actually function better without it. It has a feature called hybrid mode. So what's going to happen is once you start driving down the road for like within the first, I don't know, 15 to maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's going to come and say, we've noticed that this blah, blah, blah. We're going to operate in hybrid mode. Please select OK. You select OK. And then it's going to say, hey, we also noticed that the emergency brake wire is hooked up. Do you want us to, is that okay with you? And you say, okay. And then you might get that warning each one more time, but after that, it'll go, all right, we're cool. And it'll keep doing it. So,
Jason, just kidding. I can afford them.
it's more than the car. But no, the Utopia M's came out, and those look really incredible.
God, yeah.
And what makes them really neat, which I found amusing, was the big voice coil on the mid-range. I wonder who does that. Morel. Oh wait, they're going in this car. So yeah.
But anyway, everything a la carte. That series is, you can buy, tweeters, 3.5 mid-range.
PS 165.
I mean everything.
FX. What's your opinion on the Focal?
Separate. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty much, I don't think there's anything Focal makes that I don't like. So, I mean, it's not it's one of those cool brands. There's a couple cool brands that you can run into that, like, oh wow, hey, there was only one product that I hated that Focal make, and that was when they made the Polyglass, the original Polyglass. I thought they sounded terrible.
Yeah.
Those have been replaced by Flax,
165
which
FX.
sounds amazing. Access sound amazing. Heck, even the Auditors, which is their entry level, like, bottom of the barrel, like, hey, we got speakers. They sound good. So, nothing to worry about there.
What's better, active or crossover on a front stage?
Okay, hold on. I got a Kenwood single DIN with 22 watts by 4 RMS. Best speakers for the Doors 2010 Silverado. Pick up some Kenwood Exelons. I mean, if you like Kenwood Exelons are nice. We just talked about Focal. They make the Auditors, which are really nice. They also make the, what's the next step up? The ones that we carry. Perfect, not the Perfect Fits, but the Performance? No.
It's the Performance, yes.
Is it Performance
the
series?
Performance, yes.
Yeah, they make the Performance series, which is the Universal. They're called Universals. They make the Universal series, which is really nice too. But for price-wise, if you're a Kenwood fan, buy Kenwood speakers. They sound amazing.
They sound good.
And they'll work great with the amount of power. Now, question. Oh, hey Dave, what's going on?
So,
he was just I was just reading his comments on the boring life of Dean and Haley. I remember his headphones. The headphones, I like his thing. I like headphones, and your logo's a headphone. Anyway, so active or passive?
Yeah.
Try to figure out what he was asking, because I never even read the question. Hold on. Let me go back, and we'll go back to the active or passive. Don't worry.
Have you worked on a current Nissan Road with the splitter cameras?
No. So many different types of speakers. Not sure what I want to replace my factory ones with. Oh, well, that's true. Do you like the 4400AX, and do they sell a bypass? Do you like the 40 and do they sell? You don't have to make it louder. So 4400 NEX, do I like it? If you like the 4200, you like the 4400. They fixed all the things that was wrong with the 4200 and called it a. They fixed all the things that was wrong with the 42 and they called it a 44. So things like memory, they're fixed. It's a little faster. It's a lot faster. They took a radio that sounded amazing and made it sound even better. They didn't change the operating system, so it's pretty much the same. Like, hey, we've been making the
everything.
6. No, it's a different plug. It
Different
uses the
plug,
navigation plug. Now, so the 4400. Can we watch movies while we're driving down the road? If you hook it up like it's supposed to be hooked up, no. There is no way to bypass the VSS wire input or the GPS antenna. If you leave the VSS wire disconnected, just like the navigation system, it automatically reverts to hybrid mode, which means it creates its own VSS wire. All right. The only way to have a 4400 watch video while you're moving down the road is to leave the GPS and VSS wire disconnected. Basically, what you're doing is you're reverting it back to a 4200. Then you can do whatever you want. Now, is performance downgraded? Yeah, a little bit. If you're gonna plan on leaving your CarPlay wireless phone in your pocket and do navigation, it's not going to work so well. You're going to have glitches because you don't have the GPS antenna. That's why CarPlay wireless and or Android wireless has the VSS and the GPS antenna so that you can, if you have it in your pocket, you're getting in and driving with it in your pocket or your purse or your bag or your backpack or whatever it is. So if you plan on leaving it in your cup where the GPS from the phone can actually do its thing, you're fine. So that's how that works. That's all there is. Now, do you still need the micro bypass? Yeah, you still got to do the brake bypass on it with the on-off-on sequence. You still need that. So you got three things working against you. Brake, on, off, on. VSS, navigation antenna. So I think we covered it there. Now, active or passive?
Yeah.
If you got a ton of power, let's say 250 watts, not gonna matter. Passive, active, do whatever you want, okay? It's gonna be loud. As long as the crossovers can handle the amount of power you give them to them, great. If you have a 120 watts of power, well, active is gonna be louder.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna be a lot louder because you're taking out the main thing that sucks up all that power, which is the passive crossover. You're removing it and allowing it to all the power to go to the speaker. So you don't have to worry about any resistors.
Yep.
These things, caps and coils and all that fun stuff. Now, the trick is setting your crossover properly, and that's where I feel the aftermarket industry has kind of left you guys hanging. They don't really give you a good way to do it, because quite frankly, they don't want you to do it. They want you to do it, but they don't want you to do it. Now you're saying, what do you mean? Well, if they really wanted you to do it, they'd say, hey man, check this out. You want to go active on our tweeter? Hey, from Boston. Do this. Cross it over at 3.5K at 18 dBs. Make sure you're running anywhere between 50 to 75 watts to it. No more. They do that. And, you know, hey, you'd still get some blown tweeters because there's still people out there that like to break stuff. But for the most part, you wouldn't. But they don't do that. They go, here. Have fun. And if you call them up, they go, why do you want to do that? Well, because well, yeah, but why? And they give you crap. So, I don't know.
Somebody say you talk with your hands.
I do talk with my hands. The reason why I talk with my hands is I have no idea. Actually, because it's entertaining. Kind of emphasizes the point. From doing all these videos, trying to point to stuff, it's like, I don't know, it animates it better. But if I just stand here like this and talk to you guys, it's kind of boring. Because it's like, all right, so let's talk. All right, class, everyone sit down.
That's what I do.
We're going to talk today about stuff. That's boring. So, yeah, I never did, though.
Well, you never like that person. You always like moving every day.
Yeah, I mean, I move a lot. I mean, I'm very high strung.
Even when we do like nothing or we just waiting, you're like, yeah.
What was Thomas asking? Where he reached out to Pack and they said no?
I have
Thomas
no.
Rivera, see if you can find that. What are some of your go-to test tracks? And okay, so can it post all right, so we did a podcast. We do a podcast. Oh my God, watch your elbow. Yeah, I know, it's, yeah. I was thinking that too.
He move a lot. Yeah. It's just like.
Actually, let's do this because we, John still likes this in the shot. There we go. Okay. John is letting us borrow that in that we put it in the shot. And we like it because we get to listen to it every day. Even though I have the stereo in my toolbox, the reception on it sucks. This has an FM tuner in it. It comes in really good. So we get to listen to some of the actual FM stations that we like. So he's letting us use it. Thank you, John. The podcast. Thank you, Dave. I was forgetting where I was going with that. So anyways, we do a podcast. And we have an episode called Food for Your Ears, I think is what it's called, where we talk about a lot of the songs and why we use them. So definitely go back and check that out. You can find it on Podbean, you can find it on iTunes, and you can find it on Google Play. And it's the Car Stereo Talk with Dean and Fernando, just like all the other shows that are talky like this one's Car Stereo Talk. But yeah, check out the podcast. Now, if you really like the podcast and you wish it was a video, because for some reason some of you guys like to watch video podcasts, no problem with that. If you're a member of Patreon, you get the podcast before everyone and you get a video version of it. So it's just a reason to become a Patreon supporting member. Like Fro, who is Jason, and Jason, which is Fro, crazy, works for a place called
Stereo King.
And where are they at?
In Oregon.
Oregon. They have 4 stores.
Yeah, probably.
So if you're in the Oregon area and you need your stereo put in, give Jason a call.
Say, hey, I want to talk to Jason.
He also has a YouTube channel too, so if you just want to meet the guy and see what he looks like and be like, ooh,
I know that guy.
I know that guy.
Yeah.
You can check him out at Stereo Kings on YouTube. Fun. Okay, plug for the day.
All right. So Thomas said, does anyone make an XM SAT adapter to be able to plug into the SAT tuner in a stock 2015 Accord?
Yeah.
That does not have that option. I'm trying to avoid the separate Sirius XM screen.
Why not just use your phone?
Yeah. Just download the
You
app.
can have an app on your phone. I mean,
Go
it'll
Bluetooth.
stream just like Pandora or
Yeah.
Spotify, and it actually sounds better.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, the streaming app sounds better
Yeah.
than the aerial app.
You just gotta check your data. That's
Yeah, if you got the data for it, I would definitely just do the phone app. The CarPlay app works way better.
Actually, the lady that we put the radio yesterday,
Yeah.
he had that app, and it's like, oh, well, I just want to use it because they have the old.
Yeah, the nasty one.
Yeah.
I was wondering why.
And I'm like,
that.
no, you can do that then. I'm like, okay. So
Two
yeah.
cans in the same box or one each. So when I was building boxes, and I've built, I don't even want to think about it. The only time I'd let the box share the airspace would be if I was in a situation where my airspace was tight, meaning I don't have, like if I needed a cube and a half, and I had a cube and a half, and I had a cube and a half and a cube and a half, divider. Now, if I needed a cube and a half and a cube and a half, and I only had, let's say, 2 cubes,
Yeah.
I would put a brace in the center, and I would let it share the airspace and possibly put some polyfill in there just to
Yeah.
make up the difference. And that worked really well. So, no signal in the desert. Okay, that makes sense. There is a company, and I'm trying to think.
Signal.
VAIS?
get
Vessi? There's only one company that's what they do is they specialize in building. I was talking with them at Knowledge Fest. I thought it was VAIS.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think that's them. I don't know. I'm picturing the guy, and I can't think of the name of his company. Okay.
All right, move on.
Yeah, moving on.
Robert actually say, the days that you throw the other day,
Hello from
where
next
can I find those?
The Rockford disc?
Yeah.
These
You
come
can
with-
get those tracks.
You can
from
download them off
Yeah.
Rockford. Rockford.com has the tracks that you can download. This disc is
It's on
just a setup
Bismarck.
disc. The only thing this disc has on it is the same thing that are on the SMD discs, okay? Tony D'Amore used to work for Rockford. He's the guy that invented the DD1. This technology is... You can follow the pieces. I don't need
Yeah.
to spell it out. Anyways, the only thing is VASI. Thank you.
VAS.
Check that company out for your Sirius XM needs.
Yeah.
That's all they do is specialize in making components to add into factory, add in Sirius XM. Thank you, Jason. God, you're the best. Anyways,
What is this one?
Knowledge Fest.
www.apsounds.com. Okay.
New York Knowledge. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Oh, they might make the, yeah.
Maybe
okay.
they make two.
Yeah, they might too. So, so yeah, give that a go. Hey, from Sweden.
What's up?
What's
What's up from Norway?
Anyway, yeah, a lot of Norway. Man,
I
I'm going to Norway.
text. What's going on? Really?
Dude, it's like, hey, you want to go to Norway? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm going
Dude,
to Norway.
I take pictures. That's
Of
like one of the most beautiful places ever. It's like any place else, you know. We have palm trees and beauty and all that crap, but we don't have green like they do. Anyways, all this disc has on it is a bunch of test tones. So it's got the 1K plus or minus.
Yeah. They are
you know.
disc. There actually is a disc inside.
So
But
Yeah.
like you can download it. You know.
you can download them. I mean, I don't know why I keep these, to be honest with you, because we
It's
have
fun.
a ton.
We keep
of
a
them.
lot of stuff.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
do keep a lot. I'm a pack rat, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know. It also has pink noise on it, but really the only thing.
You're a hoarder.
I'm a hoarder. It has a polarity pulse too, so it's not a bad
Yeah.
CD. But yeah, you can download it.
Right,
Most
Jeff?
manufacturers have downloadable stuff. Like Kicker has downloadable stuff. If you can buy, believe it or not, you can buy this the SMD DD1 test tracks. You can buy those off iTunes for like $10, which is silly,
Yeah.
but you can if you want them.
The sticker. What is the sticker? I want stickers. Send them with the sticker.
Was it 5-star stickers at yahoo.com?
Just send me your address. I send you the stickers.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah.
at 5-star, all spelled out,
Yep.
all spelled out, no numbers. 5-star stickers at yahoo.com.
Yep.
We're running kind of low right now, so we're waiting for Butch to print the next batch,
Yeah.
but he's got some personal stuff he's dealing with. So don't worry, if you didn't get one, you'll get one. I'm gonna keep running these stickers as long as I can. So
Yeah.
don't worry about it. Everyone's gonna get stickers. You don't get them now, you're gonna get them later, but we want to make sure everyone gets them. What's up, Bobby? These nuts are in the house. Did you turn off the air compressor? I can't believe no one's asked that yet.
Yeah, probably. No, No, maybe it's on.
I didn't turn it off. No, it's on.
There you go.
Wow.
Wow, guys, nobody had that. Ooh.
Yeah, okay. Hey guys, any suggestions for high quality music download website FLAC files? No, but when Sajeki was here the other day, he has Tidal.
He got Tidal.
So when I was tuning the car using my phone,
how
then we switched it to his phone.
And how'd it sound?
Sounded way better.
Like double?
I don't know if it was just because I wanted it to be better.
Oh, okay.
But
because in your mind you think it's better. No, no, definitely you can hear the difference. No.
Yeah. Function generator. Yeah, to make your own test tracks. We just don't even bother. We just use the app.
Yeah. But definitely sound good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I really kind of want Tidal now.
Oh, right.
I know, right?
All right. Hello
What's
from
your thoughts
South Africa.
on,
Wow, man. What's going on?
Phoenix head units. Do they make head units? Are we talking Phoenix Gold or is there another Phoenix? What's up, South Africa? Tidal HD audio tracks. Yeah, Tidal. Ooh.
Tidal.
So it's tossing my head. Of course, he goes right away. He goes, it's a tax write-off, man. I was like, oh, well, in that case.
Sign me up.
Have
you ever had an experience with the
HDMI connection?
On the back of the radio go bad. No.
Several cables. I can't get a picture on the screen. It won't mirror my phone.
Mm.
Okay. Not saying that it's not bad, but what you want to do is first thing first, take whatever you're using that you're the whole piece, meaning from the phone to the back of the radio. Take all that, walk into your house with it, plug it into your house.
Yeah.
If it mirrors on your TV in your house, chances are good there might be something wrong with your radio.
Yeah.
If it doesn't mirror in your house, get it to mirror there first.
Check the adapter, maybe the adapter from the phone.
Yep, there you go, Alberto.
It's different pieces that you can check.
Moscow, Russia, what's going on? Those seats definitely look like FD seats.
G35, what's going on, man?
So this guy here, these are his. He's got several of these, and this is his thing. So like he's in a group, they buy parts, they make parts, they do all kinds of fun things, but he has several of these. This is just the one that he's playing with right now. Oh, it's a Tesla head unit. Okay.
Suggest a good set of 6-channel RCAs to run in my trunk. 9,000.
Can you
No, you can check the
Class T amplifiers.
6,000s, the Stinger RCAs. If you don't have enough space, the 4,000s. We use a lot of 4,000s. You can go 6,000s, 8,000s.
We also use a lot of the 1,000s
9,000s if you want to go crazy.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, here, RCAs are funny. Okay, this was a conversation. So, if you guys don't know who Mike Sajeki is, we interviewed him on the Facebook show. He's Bill's boss, so he's the rep. He has 2 rep firms. They rep the home line, home audio rep firm, and they have a car audio. So it's MAG sales and SES sales. Anyways, so he's got a lot of companies that he encompasses. And one of the things we were talking to him about was RCAs, because we had just done a car where we had to use an RCA butt connector. And the butt connector was bad. It's a butt connector. It was bad. It's $1.35.
Yeah.
All right? We buy the most expensive one Stingers makes, and they're still $1.35. I mean, really? So I said to him, hey, man, do you know of anybody that makes a really high-end RCA butt connector? And he goes, no, they don't make them anymore. Because at some point, someone came up with the idea that, no, RCAs really don't matter. And also, most of the things are done with HDMI now. So it's typically an HDMI connection between this and that because you don't have all these outboard pieces. But for a lot of the times, the RCA industry kind of dried up because no one's buying really good high-end audio RCAs anymore. So no one makes these things. And I was like, oh, that totally sucks. So Stinger, obviously, and a few other car guys, we still make RCAs, and they're still reasonably priced. But they're all really good. So, like, even if you just get the Stinger 1000 series, it's an amazing RCA. And I mean amazing RCA. I can't tell you how many thousands of these I've used over the years. And the failure rate is ridiculously, I mean, it's not even like, it's like 0.0000001. So, now, do they sound good? Yeah, they sound good. A lot of the times RCAs, it's mental though.
Optical output is the way to go.
Optical output is the way to go. However, where optical output kind of falls flat is when you're doing something that has multiple backup sensors and chimes and things that happen all around the car.
Yep.
Optical is left and right. That's it. So, like, we did optical, and we were like, oh, this is going to be great. And, well, no, because the backup sensors need to come out of these two sides here, and they don't. Now they come out of the left side and the right side, and then the warning departure and all this other stuff. So the RCAs keep all that where it needs to go. The optical doesn't. So it really depends on what you're trying to do as far as your experience goes. If you're just going to do like a DAC, MP3 wave, a high-res audio player into the unit, yeah, optical is the best. But if you're trying to integrate the factory stereo into it via optical, that kind of sucks. Okay.
All right. This is just after fitting components and sound deadening the front doors on my Impreza, I have no mid bass at all. What should I be aiming to do? It's a ground zero components.
I believe everyone's talking about polarity.
Yeah, he said the polarity are in phase.
Okay,
So,
in polarity.
In polarity. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I don't care. I'm not
Yeah.
that guy. Yeah, Mike, Dave. Yeah, it'd be no good in your car. So
It's just like no mid bass.
okay. First off, what kind of speaker do you have? I'm not asking you to tell me. I'm just saying, what kind of speaker do you have, and is it even capable of mid bass? That's the
Mid-bass,
first thing,
exactly.
because not all speakers are capable of mid bass. So, for example, if I go buy, let's say, a $100 set of speakers, it's definitely not going to have the mid bass of a $300 set of speakers. The other thing too is, if you have the $300 set of speakers that has a big magnet on it, or a high power magnet, maybe a neo magnet, maybe a strontium magnet, either way, might be a big magnet. What kind of power are you delivering it to it? So if it's one of those bigger magnet speakers and you only have 70 watts going to it and it needs 120, there's a problem right there. Where do you have it crossed over at is another key. Is it crossed over too high? Do you have it at, say, 120 hertz where it needs to be down at, let's say, 50 or 60 or 80? Do you have it at a 80 dB at 24 dB? There again, that could be an issue too. Do you have the door sound acoustically dampened, meaning dead? Did you use roadkill? Did you use sound dampening or deadening in the door so that the speaker isn't moving like this? Because if your speaker moves in the door and the door is doing, guess what? Cancellation, no mid bass. Do you have some form of acoustic ring that is forcing that sound through the door panel? Say like a fast ring. Silly as they are, forcing all that energy through that door panel is a ton of mid bass that gets lost if you don't, because it will roll around inside the door. If it manages to get behind the speaker, no more mid bass. So there's a lot of things. Mid bass is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. Mid bass is not easy. It's just like bass is not easy.
Right.
Mid bass is even harder.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that goes into it.
It's a lot. Even if you have 200 watts.
Even if you have 200 watts per channel, crossover at 80 hertz.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to, it's start with the door panel off and see what's going on. You might, if you've got them in polarity, and they're both moving in the same direction, is there another speaker in the car that's out of polarity? Fade to the front. So when we're tuning a car, all right, so when we get into a car, the first thing we do, which you guys have seen the show, you know what we do, but we'll cover it real quick. First thing we do, let's assume the radio's zeroed out, meaning it's front, rear, left, right. The first thing we do is we play a speaker pop, and we test, make sure every speaker's moving in the right direction or the direction we want them to move in. Key number one, which you've done. 2, we isolate. The first thing we do is we immediately just play the front speakers. I don't care about rear speakers. I don't care about sub. I want to hear the rear speakers. The front speakers. Why did I say rear? We shut off the rear speakers.
Yeah.
Okay? And we just listen to those. Okay? If we need to do any time correction at that point, we do that. So we'll add in the time correction. So, we'll measure them all and we'll put in all the numbers for the front, left, right, rear, sub. We'll get all the time correction in, but we're still only listening to the front speakers. We'll put in the numbers for the rears, obviously, because they need to be there, but we're still only listening to the front. Okay? And we're going to play test tracks. We're going to listen to it. We're going to grab our iTest mic, and we're going to set that up, and we're going to play pink noise, and we're going to see what the heck is going on. Okay? you might have the best speakers in the world, but it could just be RTing like total crap. Case in point, we just had a Maserati in here for to fix for a friend of ours.
Yeah.
And holy Jesus,
Signal.
The signal coming out of that head unit was atrocious. I mean, I have never seen a signal this bad in my life. Like 500 hertz was the loudest frequency coming out of this factory radio. Okay, and for those of you going, and the joke is, 500 hertz are where we hear things. We hear really well. 500, like this EQ curve. Okay, the reason why it's like that is because we don't hear well. We don't hear well here. We don't hear well here. We hear well right here.
Yeah.
That's where the 500 hertz, the 800, the 650, all that is all right there. So the flying V is because what we're doing is we're boosting all the things we can't hear.
Yeah.
Okay? When your car's main frequency, the loudest thing in the car, 500 hertz? Holy shit. So I said to him, I said, let me guess, you turned it on and it sounded like somebody was screaming at you and nothing else. And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, let's go to work. So, you know, the other thing that was weird too is like 12K and 16K were just pegged. Like I've never, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, we're like, oh, maybe it needs a resistor or some, no, it's just EQ'd. Now, when we got in the car and we listened to it, we found out immediately why the tweeters were pegged, because even though they're in the dash, they suck. And they sounded terrible. But it was like the curve from the RTA was just this nightmare. And it didn't even look anything like what was coming into it. So there was just, everything about it was just a train wreck. And if I was to show you what we got done with when we got, I mean, the gains in the amps were way up because we had to compensate for this huge loss that this had. 400 to 4K is where human ears, yes, yeah, exactly, Robert. Thank you. It took us forever to get this thing, and then when we were done, we were like, holy crap, this sounds amazing. But the EQ work we had to do, and we used the DSR-1 because we needed 32 bands of adjustment, and we used all 32 bands. Okay, we used everything on this. It was a kitchen sink. There was no question about it. But my point is the door was the door was roadkill.
Yep.
The speakers were mounted in baffles upon baffles.
Yeah.
It was a door pod that they made. There was 2 5 1/4s in the door. There was nothing. They sucked. It was terrible.
Yeah.
So even though you have everything right, there's so much that can still go wrong. I guess that's the moral of this story.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Bluetooth stream from Spotify on my phone through the USB head unit is Megalist. Okay, Spotify sounds like crap. Is that the question? Because if not, that's the answer.
Scott, you can check
Spotify has no mid-bass.
EchoMaster.com
Bluetooth.
for the backup camera. They have different ones.
Yeah.
All right.
Get it. All right. Anytime you're testing a system, if you're using Pandora or Spotify to tune your system, I understand that's what you're probably listening to. It's going to suck, okay? Because it's compressed. Big time compressed. So the first thing you're going to lose is those things, like mid-bass, bass, treble, high-frequency response. You know, you always see us plug our phones in. Those are all downloaded tracks that, you know, that are higher resolution, not high resolution.
Higher,
They're
yeah.
just higher resolution.
Then, yeah.
So tune your car with something that you may like, you know, like the CDs. I mean, you know, here's the funny part. You know, you use it SMD DD1, you throw a CD in and you play it at the 0-bit and the -5 and all that stuff, and then you plug your phone in and play it. Guess what? You didn't do anything because if you've ever watched one of our radio,
Bluetooth sucks.
yeah, or Bluetooth sucks. But if you've ever watched one of our radio dynos, when we use SLA, which is source level adjust, you see the first thing we have to do is go ahead and turn it up because the disc is perfect. The phones are not. So raise it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're using Pandora or Spotify or the Sirius XM, God, don't use Sirius XM. Okay, that's where a lot of the problem comes in. Play a good quality recording to tune the car. You know, that's the key. That is so much the key. We play that god awful song that we listen to. Exactly. You know, we play that Maroon 5 song so much. It's like it haunts me in my dreams. But We know every nuance of that song. We know exactly the scratchy parts in the middle of the dash that are supposed to be there, and if they're not, we know immediately, okay, we need to gain left, we need to gain right, we need to, you know. So it's really important to have a good test track to test your system, because there again, you know, you spend all this money trying to build this and do this, and then, yay, and why doesn't it sound good? Well, because you, and there. Okay. Yeah, phone streaming is a problem. Now, there again, like we were talking about Tidal. There again, back to Jackie's car. It's an Audi. It has Morels. It's expensive Morels. And, you know, we're tuning it with my phone because I know what it sounds like. And as soon as I got it to where I thought it was good for what we tune, we whipped out his phone and played Tidal. And I'm just sitting there going,
sounds way better.
Oh.
Audio Frog CD.
That's the best $200 CD you're going to get.
Yep,
yeah,
right.
and those are WAV files. Because I just ripped that into my computer the other day, and don't ask, I can't give you a copy of it. I won't. I can't. No, because that would piss Andy off, and I'm not going to do that. But yeah, no, we wanted a thumb drive backup of it so that we could, because obviously some of the radios don't have CDs.
Yeah. And
we want to be able to play it in like some of those Pioneers and Kenwoods because it sounds so cool.
Yep.
Shows me. All right, what does it say? Show us your makeshift Pioneer Auto Tune mic stand mount. Oh yeah.
All right. So if you're gonna keep the Bose system, if you have the Bose system, definitely go to the RP5. If you're not, you can go with the RP4. So
I would go RP4.
Yeah.
The only reason you'd want to go with an RP5 is if you're trying to keep your OnStar.
Oh, OnStar.
If you're never going to use your OnStar, go RP4.
RP.
Do yourself a favor, just go RP4.
Yeah.
Way better. Way better. Trust me on this one. So the guy says he wants to see the thing we use. This is the Pioneer microphone, okay? And this guy here, this is just one of those like clampy. I don't even remember what this was for. This might have actually been for a microphone, but
that was for a microphone.
This clamps onto the headrest mount. We pull the headrest all the way up, and then this is just a piece of 1/4-inch ABS that we bent and screwed into the hole. And then Velcroed this on. Pioneer tells you to put it like this, like in the center console or something like this. You know, like this in the middle of the car.
Yep.
Don't do that. That sounds terrible. I don't know. We've done that just because we're like, what? Really? Okay. And been like, oh wow. Let's do this again. But yeah, so this is what we use. This is it. And of course, you know, this cable is like 100 million feet long, so we just wrap it around it. Yep.
Let's see.
Pink Floyd Division Bell album was nominated one of tuning.
One of the tuning CDs.
Division Bell. I don't know if I have a lot of Pink Floyd stuff.
See, I was hearing something about.
You were talking about Dark Side of the Moon.
I was talking.
Everyone likes Dark Side of the Moon. 'Cause I'll see you on the dark side of the moon.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Hello from UK. What's going on, guys?
What frequency will likely blow your tweeters? It's not necessarily the frequency, okay? The frequencies aren't the issue. It's the clipping that's the issue.
Tony? Tony from UK.
Tweeters don't move a lot. And when you throw DC at them, which is, you know, square waves, that's when they blow. You can put a lot of power to a tweeter. As long as it's gained properly. You can put a lot of frequency to a tweeter. There again, as long as it's gained properly. They just hate clipping. Pink Floyd, The Wall. Got that one too.
Somebody say, hang on. Cool patron gets some outtakes reel from Install Diaries.
We did that once. Okay, so for all you guys keep mentioning Pink Floyd, okay. These are the official Pink Floyd Sennheiser headphones. Probably can't, it's not going to zoom into that, but this panel right here says Pink Floyd on them.
Yep.
These are the Momentum. Woo. The headband sucks, so I actually had to. This is a Sony like headband thingy for it. But yes, I'm a Pink Floyd fan. You got to get these from. You got to buy these from Sennheiser. They don't sell them anywhere. And they're purple. Let's be honest, purple's cool. I still have the Sheffield Lab CDs. Hey, good point you mentioned that. You can still buy the Sheffield Lab CD on iTunes. And it's like 50 tracks. When you guys hear us going, I'm standing in the left. I am in the center. I should only be... That's from Sheffield Labs. You can actually download that track on DNF
Actually,
Tooljar.
my boat should appear in the left side of
But that's Sheffield Labs, and if you do decide to buy it on iTunes, which you can, be prepared for if anyone that shares your list, be upset because there's like 50 tracks, and it's like a lot of this. Yeah, it's real crazy.
No, 5-Star Car Stereo is not a franchise.
No, it is not a franchise. However, Paul is Indian, and Paul has 2 brothers. 4 sisters. One brother owns Scar Audio.
No, it doesn't.
One brother owns American Bass. The other brother...
American Bass.
So Bob owns American Bass. Paul and Bob started American Bass in Ohio. There is another 5-star in Ohio. That's Paramergit, which is his other brother.
I drop it.
And they're only related, but the stores are not the same. We have nothing to do with one another.
Yeah.
Oh, that's aluminum. That freaked me out. I'm not going to lie. There's one in Ohio. Correct. That is Paul's brother, Paramergit. We're not associated with them. We have nothing to do with them.
Exactly. There's one in Ohio.
Brands.
That's his brother.
That's Paramergit.
Yeah.
Bob is also there, too, with American Bass.
American Bass.
But
different.
They don't really... Creative things like that. You know, Paramergit just took the name and... There we go.
I'm gonna keep the name.
10-star.
10-star.
They should have called it 10-star. Or we should call ours 10. No, let's screw up my logo.
That would be 5.
I'm surprised they haven't
4
tried to steal
and 3.
my logo. Any recommended cubic feet for any recommended cubic foot box for subs. So a little known fact: if you're buying subwoofers, okay, if you call the manufacturer of said subwoofer manufacturer. That was saying, anyways. Most of the time, they'll help you with your box design. They're usually pretty good about that. Now, most manufacturers will put some basic box design in the package that you buy. There's applications you can download. I know Soundman uses his all the time for the box that he's going to spend the next 6 months building, which is cool. But you can call the manufacturer and you can talk to them most of the time.
Bye, Jason. Thank you.
Like Shane and I were just talking about this, Shane from Scar, about how, like they spend a lot of time doing that on the phone. Yeah, you have to. So if you have questions, call the manufacturer. They'll be glad to help you. I mean, you just bought their product, so why not? What's your opinion of American Bass XR12s? Honestly, I know this much about American Bass other than it's Paul's brother that owns the company. We sell a little bit of American Bass here, but we're not a big dealer for them, and I can't follow the line.
No, and it's because we have so many products. And we have so many products.
Yeah, so
yeah.
But it's nice. The stuff we do have is nice, and Bob talks about it, and it's pretty cool stuff. And I like the VFL stuff. I've seen that, and that's pretty impressive looking.
All right, so I know that you say that you check Metra or Carby for T-harness, but I can find one for my 2013 non-Fender Volkswagen Passat. Do you have any idea where can I find one?
So basically what you want to do, Car AV is definitely going to have one. There's no question Car AV is going to have one because they're in Europe. It's a European car. They're going to have a T-harness for it. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
The trick is to find out which harness you actually have in there.
Yeah.
But physically see what it looks like.
What about auto leads?
Well, Auto Leads is in Europe. But they don't ship here. Car AV does. So Auto Leads isn't going to help you out. But they're going to make it. It's just going to take maybe try golf. Exactly. What I would do is slide the radio out and see what that harness looks like so that when you're looking through,
you can see.
Really, for the most part, there's only 2 Volkswagen harnesses. Maybe 3. That's it. What happens a lot of times with Volkswagen is that it's a multi-function plug. So you have the main plug, the big main plug, but all these little plugs plug into that main plug. And sometimes what you end up doing when you're doing a T-harness is pulling the plug apart, plugging in those for the piece that goes back into the radio. So, but yeah, there's definitely going to be them.
Bye, John. Thank you.
I will Google my speed wire question. I'm sorry, John.
What
I don't know. He's probably, I don't know. Aperture, you can't find it on Amazon. I have compared what I have to the picture and can't match it up. Okay, John, do me a favor, or Aperture TXTC. Send me a picture. Email us a picture. believe it's Google, 5-star Google at Google.
Google.
Yeah, 5-star car stereo at Google.
Yeah.
That'll get you to the store.
Yeah.
Just send us a picture of it. Let me take a look at it, and I'll see what we can find.
Dean, do JL steel boxes sounds any good in the Titan trucks?
Titan?
Yeah, Titan.
I mean, JL stealth boxes don't sound bad.
No.
They actually all sound really good. The scary part of the JL stealth box is how expensive they are, and what you're paying for. So, I mean, that's really the hard part, is that the boxes all sound good, but do they sound the expense that you're putting into them good? And that's usually where it gets kind of like questionable. But I've never had one that hasn't been like, oh wow, then you tell me how much it is, and I go, oh,
All right.
really?
Can you or will you run 2 6.5 minutes of a passive crossover?
No, because it changes the ohm load, which will change the crossover points. So you don't want to do that. Hello from New Jersey.
What is the
Hey, man,
difference
I'm a jail
between the
person.
80 hertz, 120, 160 subwoofer frequency?
So yeah, it's a higher frequency point. So I mean, you're going to get more mid-range into the woofer. So, most of the time, like when we say we start at 70 hertz or 80 hertz, I usually don't go above 80 hertz. I mean, maybe if I'm doing an 8, I might go up a little higher. But no, so you're going to get more mid-range into the woofer. The more mid-range you get to the woofer, the more the woofer has to, the key to all these crossover points is movement of the speaker and heat, okay? All speakers have what's called a natural roll-off point, meaning a point to where they can no longer produce sound at the level that everything else at, and that's a slope down. And it's like some manufacturers, when they design home audio, they let the speakers naturally roll off, and they don't actually build crossovers in them because they don't need to. But in the case like what we're dealing with, the subwoofer isn't going to have a natural roll-off point anywhere near what you want it to stop at. So you put in an active crossover that's going to stop it, so that the mid-bass can then take over. Or you don't ask the woofer to produce a bunch of sound that it can't produce. So 80 hertz, that's sub-bass. When you go off from that, you're trying to ask that subwoofer to produce more mid-bass, which it doesn't need to do. It's just going to sound muddy, and it's going to heat the voice coil up even more. And yeah, you could blow the woofer, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. Can bass blockers damage a head unit? Yes, they can, because you're putting more stress on the head unit. I've never really had that situation, but the answer is yes, because it's possible, because amplifiers and radios nowadays are getting crappier and crappier and weaker. So it is adding more resistance to the head unit, which at higher volumes can cause issues. That's why most manufacturers have added in active crossovers into their head units, so you don't have to use those anymore. There's very few head units out there now good head units out there now that don't have some form of an active crossover built into it. The higher the crossover frequency, it can pull the soundstage to the rear too much more. And that's another good point. Thank you, Robert. Yes, it will totally screw up the soundstage. All right, guys, that brings us to an hour. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this wonderful Saturday. We had a great time as always. As usual, you can find t-shirts at teespring.com/store/5star. Go ahead and check that out. Yes, definitely.
DSR1.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, DSR1. Download both apps. You'll figure it out real quick.
Yeah. Just play with it.
DNF Tool Drawer is a place where you can find all the cool tools that we use in our videos and doing all our cars. Yay! Patreon is where you can support the show and also be the only guys to get the video download of the podcast. And if you do want to listen to the podcast, you can still listen to the podcast for free. A week later, you just don't get to see it, but you can find the podcast at iTunes,
yeah,
Podbeam, and also Google Play. Hey, if you want to know what I do on the weekends, check out The Boring Life of Dean and Haley. We try to drop a video
See you, Victor.
once a
See
week.
you, Robert.
You guys,
if you're gonna send something, just
send it to the store.
Send it to the store. That's
which is
it.
In every description underneath the video. He wears a medium. I wear a large. Haley wears a medium.
Somebody wanna send a crossover, so yeah.
Bingo. Awesome.
Yeah.
You guys have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to Disney.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm gonna go and play right now.
Awesome. We'll see you guys Monday.
Bye.
Oh, we got guests to talk about too. Not this Monday, but we got 2 guests coming up here for the month of November. I'm pretty excited about both. Nope, this Monday is just going to be a good old-fashioned Q&A.
Yep.
All right, guys, be safe, be good. Remember, Uber, it's cheap.